My favorite dish here at Casablanca is the shrimp mojo de ajo. It's shrimp with garlic and butter. It's served with rice and vegetables on the side.
My favorite dish here that I always get is the cheese enchilada, and I get it with extra rice because the rice is really good. And I've been coming a lot. I live in Van Nuys, but I make the drive over here because the tortillas, so good.
Welcome to Casablanca.
Oh, thank you so much for having Viva Delicious. I'm excited to be here today.
Well, we're excited to have you. Come on.
Wonderful. Let's go check it out. Wow, what a beautiful wall. You can tell it's got a lot of history.
Oh, it definitely does. So, my grandfather in 1980 opened Casablanca restaurant.
Yes.
And at that time, there wasn't this glorified chef world where everybody would look. But the one person in the food industry that he always looked up to was Rick Blaines from Casablanca. And he would run this restaurant where everybody knew him. So his idea was to open his own Casablanca, where you would walk in and literally you were walking into the movie.
Right.
And as he went in, he started collecting more and more of the autographs of the actors, because by the time he opened it, there was only 3 actors still alive in the movie.
Oh, wow.
But throughout, he's gotten people donated or he's purchased them in auctions. And through my father and my grandfather, the idea of Casablanca, when you walk in, the idea was to be in the movie.
Right, of course, and you feel that. It's literally all around you, and I think that's what makes this venue so unique and enticing for people to want to come visit, because they get to feel a little bit of how it was back in that era.
And I agree. And I mean, not just how Casablanca, but 1980. I mean, there's people that have told me if they would have been abducted by aliens and came back 40 years, the restaurant looks the same, because this is how it is. And I think what the newer generation, with everything changes, still can come back and say, oh wait, this is how my parents used to eat, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, and feel a little bit and get a little feel of how that was back in that time.
Yeah, and that's how we try to conserve, a lot, and bringing the history of Casablanca. When people have gone out, I know some people have even said, this is how you start your second date. You're like, have you ever seen Casablanca? They're like, no. Oh, well, maybe next time we should go see Casablanca.
Of course.
So that's always been a great time.
Beautiful. Well, I think you guys have outdone yourself with this experience, and the beauty of it is that it carries on from generation to generation to generation, but this still stays the same. It's like time stood still back when it was first developed.
Well,
I love that feeling.
Well, thank you, because that's the feeling we've been trying to do for 40 years.
Now, so we're gonna make the special margarita Cadillac. So we use tequila first, and then Grand Muriel, our own sweet and sour, lime juice, ice, piece of lime, fresh lime, shake it very well. Get it glass, lime, a little bit tajin. You got your margarita.
So we have about 3,000 different tequilas. So all this up there are all different tequilas from all places of Jalisco that they came with tequilas. And then we have 5,000 bottles, which is that some tequilas were made with different bottles and they changed the labels or they changed the bottles. And so a lot of collectors come in because they haven't seen that. I have never seen that, like, oh no, that was done in a couple of years ago. So so this was one of the things that has changed from the original, because before there wasn't that many tequilas. But my dad wrote a book about tequila and got really into tequila, and it started just kind of his own hobby, and then people started coming here to try different tequilas.
I love that. So what is the special tequila that you would use for a margarita?
The one I love is Tequila Dobel, Maestro. It's really smooth and it goes really well with the margarita. So when I have it, and also it's such a high quality that next day you could have a couple of these and you'll be fine to go to work.
Nothing.
Like nothing, which I think is the key.
My kind of margarita.
Yeah, those are the keys. So you can drink and enjoy it and not be regretting the next day.
Is there a particular margarita that's a specialty of the house?
Well, we do a margarita card. So we come out there and we try to specialize it for you. So sometimes you'll go in there like, oh, this is a little too sweet. So we kind of fix it.
Right.
As compared when you go into another restaurant, you get it and you're like, oh, I don't like it here. They're making it to your, some people want very little lime and a lot of tequila. And then some people run little tequila and a lot of lime. So we kind of justify it. And I think
You literally bring the mixology over to the table.
yeah, and you come in and create it and everybody loves it.
Ahorita le vamos a preparar una margarita de mezcal, una Cadillac. Primero tomamos el mezcal. Enseguida le ponemos el licor de naranja. Lo importante de todo esto es que nosotros preparamos nuestro propio sweet and sour. Enseguida le ponemos jugo de lima fresco. Un pedazo de lima fresco. Su hielo. La batimos bien batida. Tomamos la copa, le ponemos limón, enseguida su sal, vertimos, aquí está su margarita de mezcal.
So this is a unique piece we have. So back in the 80s, my dad would take us to see the wax museum, which you might see the Madame Tussauds, and he wanted to create a wax figure. So he went and found out the people who used to do the wax figures. And he says, can you build one for me? And the guy said, you can because you don't have the temperature. And he says, but I can do one where he created everything porcelain, and it took him 2.5 years. Now the story that my dad tells me, because I was too young, is he gave the guy a certain amount of money, and I can't remember what it was, and then he left. There was no cell phones, no email, no communication, and he just left it. And then he thought about it about a year. He goes, well, that guy's never come back. Oh man, I'm never gonna get it. And 2 years later, he just shows up, and he brings a Humphrey Bogart, and he has it there.
Whoa, what a surprise. I'm sure you caught you guys off guard. You thought you would never have this in your restaurant, right?
No, we never thought it. We used to have it at my house before it was unveiled, and then one time my dad almost like shot it because I thought it was an intruder because he forgot he had left it. But yeah, so Humphrey's been almost the whole life with me.
Wow, it literally feels like he's looking right at you. It feels real. And this is exactly the epitome of your restaurant. It starts with this and it wraps around the entire restaurant, bringing it right back to him again.
Yeah, and this is the scene when, if you are familiar, is when he gets the letter that she's leaving him in Paris. And I always tell my daughters, and now this is the first time somebody got ghost because he doesn't know where she went, and she disappears. But yeah.
Look at his face. It's just so, it's bringing you back to the movie in that moment. That's so beautiful of you guys to have something like this and preserve that moment.
Yeah, and this is probably the favorite piece of the whole collection is this life size, and it's everything even to his size, and the clothing, everything was designed. If you look at, you have the wrinkles, touch, everything, the detail was so much in this.
So how old is this? When did this get done?
This has got about, now it's going to be 83, so it's going to be about 40 years. So this has been 40 years since he came, and he was supposed to have the actress also done, but he passed away before he finished it, and so we were glad he lived to get one.
Exactly. Well, I am happy that I got a chance to experience this in person. I've never been to the Wax Museum, so this is you can't even get closer to that. I mean, this is amazing, and you guys have outdone it once again.
I think this is one of my favorite pieces.
Of course it is. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
You guys, check this out.